Okay, we are now recording. All right, so we're setting this page up exactly the way we set the previous page on the other side. All of the measurements are there. This portion is also on the video. That's on the assignment. And so everybody knows we are going to be setting this page up, not right now, but after class, and this page up for sure. Okay, so today we're doing burst mini marks. If your page is finished, please put your hand up so I know where we are. Put your hand in the air. And we will need our colored pencils. Good, lots of hands in the air. Some of the students had their page set up in advance because they did look at the assignment. That's awesome. The faster we can get through this, the more additional things I can show you. And there is an optional mini lesson I'm going to give right after we finish with the bursts. So if you choose to stay for that, you can, but it's not required. It will be helpful down the future because we are going to do a project similar to what I'm showing today, but the second part of the session is not required. But I hope you join me. Okay, so we are about half of you are finished.
Wait, so what do we need to do?
Are you finished?
No.
Okay, yep, we're finishing this, and then you're going to put your hand up, the little blue hand, to show me you're done. Those of you that are finished, I suggest you start choosing colored pencils and getting them sharp. So I'm kind of picking out the colors I want.
Do we have to do colored pencils?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you're going to send me a picture of this whole page. So I know that you're setting up your page correctly. You're using colored pencils. And you have all the pieces done. So it's one thing that you're submitting, and that would be the picture of this page.
How many colors do we choose?
You will decide. That's up to you. I like multiple colors. As you can see, I don't know, you can't see what I'm doing here. I'm picking out just colors I really like. I like to do the warm colors. I like to do the cool colors. I think I want this blue. So I'm getting a lot of...
have a wide variety, so I always just pick not looking at it.
Well, that's cool. Hi, Rosie. My cat just came in.
Wait, so what are the distances?
You have it written at the top of...
on the previous page.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And that's a dark one. I wonder if I want a black. Did anybody choose a black? I think I'm going to.
Yes, I did.
You did too? Yeah, I think that contrast will be good.
Same. I chose the black as well.
Cool. I have metallics too, but I'm not sure I want to use those. All right, we're still waiting. Does anyone need assistance? Alistair, you doing okay? Alyssa? Barbara? Anybody that needs help, just please speak up. Who's Dragon Master? Hello. Who's our Dragon Master? Speak up, please. I can't keep people in that I don't know, so you need to be by your real name or you need to tell me who you are. I know you can hear me. Your mic is not muted. Please speak up. Tell me who you are. Otherwise, I am going to have to I will have to remove you from the class.
He's Alex. His mic does not work though.
Oh, thank you for letting me know. Otherwise, he'd be gone.
Yeah, he has his camera on.
Okay. All right. All right. There's still quite a few. Jake, are you having any problems? You doing okay? Jake.
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Okay. Thank you. Matthew, doing okay?
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Good. Ashmia, Rachel, you guys okay?
Almost done.
Thank you.
Did you forget to record?
I'm recording. I'm recording.
I finished.
Awesome. Okay, we're waiting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Waiting on 8. Okay, so those of you, as soon as you're done, please put your blue hand up. Put your blue hand in the air. Thank you. We're waiting on 5. Put your blue hand in the air as soon as you're done. Okay, I'm gonna see if, can you see my computer screen? Whoops.
No.
No?
You can see your sketchbook page.
And that's it.
Yeah, you gotta share your screen.
Yep. Desktop 1. Okay. And now I'm going to go over here. All right, so we are looking at the assignment while they're finishing their page. And I want to start at the beginning. All right. All right, so these mindful art marks, these mini marks, are again created by Amy Miracle. And these are called bursts. And I know that I've shown these to you somewhat, but I want you to really look at the different styles that can be made from that. So I know that I showed you the basic, but I love this one. This is a very feathery one. It doesn't require a ruler, but the lines are very straight coming out and they curve to make it look very feathery. I definitely want to try doing something like that. And you can see that she used a colored pen and then she just put some wet on wet watercolor. And we definitely could do this with watercolor markers. This is beautiful with the black lines and then the color just being the centers. How cute is that? And I really like this little piece in the bottom, and your signature, your artist's signature could go right there if you were doing a watercolor piece or a watercolor postcard. This is gorgeous. Different setups. So I want you to really think, you know, it doesn't have to be all on there. Here's a half C that looks really cool. Here's one in the corner. I love the perspective on this. So this is done on top of a watercolor that's mostly wet on wet, you know, not completely covered, but it's so cool because it starts very dense here in the center and then it gets very open out here on the edges. Gorgeous. This is a great, like, 4th of July piece. Be a great card to send to family members somewhere else and then put your little signature on there. Here's another option. Working on black paper with a white pen makes gorgeous pieces. Even if you used black paper and the fluorescent other colors, the pinks and oranges and so forth, that would be really pretty. I love this. I don't know if I'm ready to do that one yet though. I think what they did is they did all the black. That is what they did. They did all the black in the lines. Then they used a watercolor and just watercolored the center red and used a gray watercolor and did that part. That's all they did. So I guess it's not as hard as I thought, but these are gorgeous. Wouldn't they make beautiful bookmarks if you have somebody that reads actual books with pages instead of on a device? This is pretty cool. And you can see how they turned one of these into a card, but doing the red lines and then doing solid, solid, solid. So that's really different, and it's an option. This is cool. These are all kind of curving, so it gives it more of a 3D effect. But this is the one I found really fascinating. The longer and then the shorter, the longer and the shorter. I think I want to try that one for sure. And
It's an optical illusion.
I know. These are gorgeous.
It could either be the long ones going up and the short ones going down, or the short ones going like straight down and the long ones going diagonally down.
Yeah.
Really weird.
But it's fun. It's fun to see what you can do with just simple line. These look like a jellyfish, don't they?
Yeah.
They look like they have a lot of movement, especially these two right here. And I really loved, they took that, did a different perspective. Instead of having it flat on the page, they've made it look like it's flying. That's really cool.
It looks like a bird.
Yes.
The one on the left to me,
yeah.
It looks like two cells combining into one.
Oh, true. And look, because you can see through it too. That's true. So in your science class, you see how you can draw your cells and you'll totally impress your teacher. These are pretty. I really, really like these. So they're done first just on the watercolor paper. And when they're done, it's important to leave this white space around them. That's what makes them pop. And then just watercolor around them. I love this. This looks ocean-like. Like this is the beach and this is the water.
Miss?
Yes.
And then after that, do we also do Halloween stuff?
No,
Like
we're actually going to be doing some watercolors with what we've learned the last 2 weeks.
Oh, alright.
Okay. Love this. And look how they use this same line design to create this movement around them. These look like, is it sea urchins that have all the pokies on them?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what these remind me of.
Yep.
What's even better is that there's actually sea urchins in the sea that are actually purple.
That's cool. But it would be awesome to do this in blues, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
This is pretty. This one's pretty awesome too. I like these with the varied lengths. And here someone was doing like a sampler page. This is another spin-off completely, right? These look like they're out in outer space.
It looks like a fidget spinner.
Yeah. See, again, leave that white space around them to make them pop and color. Beautiful. I like this one and how they went around it. So they obviously did this one first, and this one first, and this one first, and then they decided to make the big one behind it. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And there we go, Pokemon. I love these that have the watercolor behind them. This is what we're doing after class, boys and girls, if you want to stay.
They remind me of black and white lily pads.
True. Yes. Now you just made me think we could do lily pads, in the water. This is cool. Love, 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 love this. Beautiful, subtle. And these are really tight together, and these are more open. And this is the last one. So showing, the white on the black and so forth. So forth, not. Okay. Let me find my screen. There we go. All right, everybody can put their hand down. And we're going to get started on this page doing some bursts. So I'm going to zoom in on this first section. There we go. And so let's pick up, I don't care what color you would use. You get to choose your own colors. I'm doing this one in black, just because. This is just a sampler page, so. All right. So you probably, remember we start with a pencil.
If I don't have black, can I just use pencil?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So there was that one. So I'm going to make a center like that. And I didn't make it perfectly circular. And it's in pencil, so I can erase it. And I'm going to slowly make my lines so that they're staying. Actually, let me do this first. Okay, do you know which one I'm doing? This line you're going to curve to the bottom. Does anybody yet know what I'm doing?
It's long, short, long.
Not quite.
The flower?
Yes.
Oh.
And we want it to go off the page, and it had these short ones by the stem, but then they went off the page. And make sure that you're always starting at the circle.
We're gonna copy you?
Yes, I want everybody to do this one.
Okay.
And everybody in period 4 will do this one too. We're gonna do some together, and then you get to make choices on additional ones you want to do. The important thing with this one is that these are straight, so you can't do the lines too fast. You want to keep them straight. And sometimes if I see a big space, I will just, it's an optical illusion, so it makes my eyes go buggy. But I just try to start where I'm supposed to start and go up. Now I am going to tell myself how far out I'm going to go with this. So I'm taking my pencil, and my other lines are going to go that far out. So it looks more like these went off the page. So you can see that I've made a little pencil mark that I will erase after. And now I realize for it to look realistic, these have to go longer. So, because these are this long, so these should come out to here. So this is how we adjust. So now I'm just going to start right on that one and continue out. Start back and continue out. I never start right on the end. It's easier to follow along the line that you have. So there we go. That's better. Now I just need to erase my lines. And remember, if there are any spaces that seem too far apart, you just start at the center circle and follow up in between. And I'm making a few of these little ones just a little bit longer. I made a couple of them a little bit longer. So look at yours and decide, you know, what else could I do to enhance this? And if you're done, you can add your own little touches. Like I'm going to color the center pink. And I'll probably shade a little bit around it in pink, just with the side of my pencil, so it's on a pink planet. Okay, everyone now knows how to do this one. Even if you haven't quite finished it, you can go back to that one. We're going to go to the next one, do that sampler. And in this one, we're going to try the long and short of it. So, everybody get your pencil. Let's move to this one. And I'm going to put a circle in pencil right here. And I think I'm going to make the circles so I know. You can just hand make them if you want. If I want my short ones to come out about this far, and I want my long ones to come out farther. You know, find something round or do it by hand. Yep.
Where'd you get the pencil, or sorry, circle stencil?
Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, I just ordered them from Amazon. They're very inexpensive. Okay, so I handmade this circle. I might make it a little smaller. Or not. Nah, I'll leave it. And I think what I'm going to do is this is an indigo. It's on the other side of my double color pencil here. I'm going to do some short ones. And I'll probably do them like from you. So you see I'm giving myself a border. So I'm going to go from there to there. Those are going to be my short. Because I have to have space for my long. So I'm just kind of going around it a little bit, but leaving us an open space for my long. Now I'm going to take my other color on the other side of my pencil, and I'm going to make my longs. What is that?
What was that?
I don't know.
Alistair. I don't know.
Sounded like something out of a horror movie.
Please don't make that sound. Thank you very much. I'm liking this.
I'm scared now. They gave me a heart attack.
Okay, let's mute unless you're asking a relevant question, please. Tell me which colors people chose. I'm curious. You know what I have.
I'm doing red and violet.
Oh, cool.
Red is short, and then violet's gonna be long.
Okay.
For this one, I'm doing green and purple.
Oh, I love cool colors.
I'm gonna do violet.
Violet?
Violet and turquoise.
Oh, pretty.
I'm doing and yellow.
Yeah, yellow. I've got to do yellow somewhere down the road because I do love it.
I rephrase, I'm doing lavender and green.
Ooh. You know, lilacs, lavender lilacs are my favorites. Oh gosh, I wish we could grow lilacs here. This looks like that sign, that, what is it? Come on up. It'll come to my head. Nuclear sign. Nuclear warning or something like that. That's what it reminds me of.
Like a hazard or something like that.
Yeah, it reminds me of something. Probably my colors didn't help matters any. Okay, there's that strange thing. All right, where's my eraser? Let's see what it looks like without
It
these.
kind of looks like a life preserver to me with that little ring still around it.
I don't know what it is.
It just is.
It just is. I'm gonna try something little around it while you guys are doing yours. All right. This is going to be some sort of an alien thing. Different heights. Reaching out.
Freaking falls out.
No matter which one you do, you have to make your lines slowly so that they don't go wonky unless you want them curved, but then you have to do them slowly to curve them correctly and not just look like scribbles. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I kind of like this black one with it. I hope you're turning your books as you need to so that you can make those straight lines. There. Now it's not lonely. Okay, for the third one, is there someone that had one they saw on the slideshow that they would like to try? Nobody. Okay, I'm going to look.
I completely forgot about which one I wanted to do.
Okay, I'm going to quickly go through them. No, we kind of did that. The lily one, maybe. Oh, wait, we didn't do this one.
Yeah, I want to try that one.
Yeah, me too. Okay, now I just need to find. Where are you? There you are. All right. And I'm going to get brave and do a different color. So, pencil. I'm going to try and do it in the middle. Okay, so there's my circle. And I definitely want to have a certain size circle. No. This size. So you want a circle that's not too far out there, because then you want to do your other one. And let's say it goes that far away, approximately, just guessing. All right, whoops. Remember, the best way to get it balanced is to do the 4 lines, to divide that circle into fourths, and then divide each one after that, and then each one again, and from there just keep working it until it looks right for you. Definitely turn your book. This reminds me of mint chocolate chip ice cream. Okay, so there's the center. I want a space. And then I'm gonna go, I'm kind of jumping over this space, trying to make these go like here, and then I'm gonna be filling them in. Somebody needs to mute, thank you. I think I need to make these longer.
When that sound went off, I got chills down my back.
It's like fingernails.
It's Alistar S. He's the one who keeps unmuting himself, and that's when the sound plays.
Yeah. So if you unmute yourself, please ask a question. This is interesting. Is anybody at the place I'm at on the outside?
Yes.
Doesn't it feel
Yes.
like way different?
Yeah.
I just sharpened my pencil again, and that does help a lot. So if you're getting a little dull, it'll work easier. Yeah, see, and I don't think I'm making them all the same, which is okay. I might actually make some stand out even further. Once I'm done, I'll see what it looks like. Sort of looks like you cut a fruit in half, doesn't it? I don't know what fruit it would be, but maybe if you did it in yellow.
Without seeds?
Yeah, it's a fruit from that pink planet. No seeds.
Maybe you're splitting the sun in half.
Apparently, I made the outside a different color.
Yeah, I was going to, and then I chickened out. How does it look?
It looks okay so far. I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
Mine looks like you cut the sun in half, because outside I'm doing a nice cool yellow, and on the inside I'm doing a bright red.
Oh, awesome.
Funny because I'm doing the same thing, but the other way around. The red's outside and the orange is inside.
Oh, wow. You know, I think I am going to make some of these longer and some shorter, because I have a feeling I'm going to come around and these are going to be longer than the other side. I like it. Wasn't so sure when I first started it on the outside, but now that I'm seeing it almost completed, it's growing on me. Yeah, I did make these longer. Oh well. Okay, so I am going to make some of these a little bit longer, not all of them. And this is called balancing it out. Instead of it being lopsided, if some of them are randomly longer, it will balance it. And that is a principle of design. I'm balancing the line and I'm rhyming while I'm doing it. Now I have to erase my pencil.
Mine didn't turn out so big, so I'm going to give him a little friend in the corner.
There you go. See, you're balancing it too. I like that. Now, to be honest, I was going to add yellow as the outside layer, and then I just chose not to. But these are really cool. So, those of you that choose to stay, we're going to be doing some thing like this, but we're going to add these to it. So here's a larger one I have, and then we're going to add some of these bursts in with it. And I was showing people who came early, whoopsies, that it's easy to make cards from these. These are on watercolor. This is I have a huge pack of these. I just bought them in all different colors. That came as a different colored pack. And all you have to do is glue your card on the top, put your artist signature on the artwork, and you have a great card to give to a teacher or send to a family member or whatever. But we're not using watercolors. We're using our watercolor markers, our washable Crayola markers, or whatever brand you have. So what you need to do is finish these 3. You can do more. Please do. Look at the PowerPoint I have on the assignment. And you're going to take a picture of the whole page and submit this. And please do it ASAP, because I'm not going to be allowing you to turn in items so late. It was very difficult to do the first quarter grades. So please turn them in as soon as you have them done, and check if I leave any messages. So if you are not staying for the next part of the session, you are free to go. Those of you that are staying,
How many of the burst mini marks are we doing?
okay, according to the assignment, you have to turn in 3.
Okay.
And if you did 3 with me, great. I suggest that you try some of the others. Use different color combinations.
Okay.
What we're going to be doing is adding color to our bursts, you know, like on the PowerPoint. So if you would like to stay for that, and if you have, even if you don't have watercolor paper, you can try it on regular paper until you get your watercolor paper. So I've just taken a scrap paper and folded it into 4 parts. So that's an option too. Does anyone have any questions for me before we go on to the second part? That is not mandatory. It's optional.
Are we doing it in our sketchbook or on watercolor paper?
You're doing it on watercolor paper.
Are we allowed to do it in, like, if we have a watercolor book, can we do it in the watercolor book?
Absolutely. Yes. Okay, just don't do it in this sketchbook because this is not watercolor paper. Okay?
Are we going to use colored pencils for the bloom, or are we going to use like a pen?
We're going to use a pen. Good question. Now, if you have colored pens and you want to use your colored pens, awesome. If not, just a black pen and your markers and a plastic bag. All right?
All right. Do
And
you need like a cup of water?
yes,
All right.
We can leave now, right?
you are free to leave unless you're staying. Actually, I'll put out what we need. We need a cup of water. We need some markers. You need a pen and a plastic bag to put your color on. Now, if you have to cut your watercolor paper, I'm going to show you the easy way. If I can get my note. Okay, here's my watercolor book. All right, it's Artist Loft, inexpensive. Can find it at Michael's. You maybe can find it at Walmart. I don't know, but it's just Artist Loft. It's nothing major. It's a 9-inch by 12-inch pad, and I take out a page and I cut it in half. This is half a page, so you can see that. Then I cut this half page in half again. And that's the larger card. And then I cut this one here in half again, and I make these cards, and these fit on this size card. See? Bing. So you get quite a few. If you're doing these, you are getting 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 8. You get 8 of these if you cut them down this far. If you cut them this far, you get 4. Okay? So I'll give you a chance to just at least cut one, or just work on scrap paper, and we will go through this. Oops. Okay. So if you have watercolor paper, feel the paper. The rough side is the side we paint on, that we work on. The smooth side is the back. So I am just going to start with my pen and make a burst. Oh, you know what? I know which one I'm going to do. No, I'm going to do just some regular ones like we saw. No, I lied again. Okay. I like the lily ones. So I'm going to make 3 circles. And these are going to be my lilies. And remember, the lilies had an open part to it.
So we start off with the pencil, and then does it matter what size paper we do?
No, it's up to you. I'm just doing a small one because I will use it as a card.
Do we have to use lilies, or can we?
No, you can do whatever you want. But if you want to follow along, because you're not sure, follow along. But I'm just going to do these. I think what I'm going to do is decide how big this lily is going to be. But you do whatever you want.
Okay, so we're starting off with the burst.
Yeah, let's do one that's all bursts. And I think I'm going to have 3 different lily sizes. So if you do decide to do lilies, you can see that I've lightly made, let me zoom in it's not focusing, but I have 3 that will fit. And I'm going to erase the part that where I want it open. And I think I'll have it open there. All right, and then I just make my marks. And I wish I had used a pen instead of this super fine Sharpie. I think the pen would have looked better, but it's too late now. We live and we learn. Okay, there's one. You know, whoever has the watercolor book, you could do an entire page of sticks and bursts and then watercolor it. I think that would be so gorgeous. Can you hear that clicking? She stopped now. Okay, 2 are done. Now, those of you that are doing this, please share your work with me when you're done. And any comments that you have about the process. You know, if there's something you figured out that you can share, that we can share with everybody.
I have to say that, I don't know, it's just me, but I like to listen to music while I'm doing art.
Yeah, me too. And I should turn it on. But then if somebody asks me a question, I'll turn it off. Okay, I'm going to show you now how to do the watercolor. If you just want to pause what you're doing for a second. All right, I'm gonna go up. I actually use this container. If you get one, hang on to it because it washes up easily. And I'm going to be using blue in here. I am not going to put any color close to my lily pads. So I'm gonna start with just, here I'll show you, just clean water. And I put it on here, and I'm going to grab this really light blue that's been there for a couple of days, and I'm going to put my first layer of blue on there. And then I'm going to do another area, and you can see that the blue, whatever is left on my brush, is just literally going around, which is the really cool thing about the marker watercolor. It goes and goes and goes like the Ever Ready Bunny. And my brush is falling apart, it's so old. I need more water. If it starts to where the watercolor is not flowing naturally, it's too dry. So, you know, watercolor is all about more water, less color. And here, if that looks too dry, I'm just pulling it over. And you saw that little bit of blue that I had on there. It was so little, but it goes so far. And this is what watercolor should look like. Very subtle. And done. Trying to get. Now if I want to add a little bit of darker blue, do you see how little I have in here? I'm just grabbing this darker blue that was there for days, and I can just add it here and there. and let it blend. And if it's not blending, add more water. And now it's giving it a little bit of depth. Again, I'm going to grab just some of this random blue. I could have added some purple. I can even add some pink. I have a little bit of pink right here. Just going to add a little bit.
So, to turn it in, or not turn it in, but like to share it with you, do you
Yes.
just want us to turn it in with the bloom page?
Yes, please. Oh, I like
Right.
that. See, I added that little bit of pink in there. I don't know if you can really see it. But it just gives it a little bit more depth. But it's all about the water, the water, the water, the water. I think this is gorgeous. Let me go down this way, see if that helps. And you can see that I left that white for a reason. And when it's dry, I'll sign it. Any questions about that part? Okay.
No, I'm good.
I'm going to show you how to do these because I promised that. So I'm going to actually cut one of my bigger ones. I want to make sure I dry this off with my paper towel. Okay. I'm going to cut this in half. Yeah, I think I'll do it this way so I don't cut my card. A lot of artists use these cutting mats to do their artwork on. They paint on it, they cut on it, they do everything on it. It's just nice to have. All right. If you want to follow along and learn how to do the flowers, you can just grab scrap paper or you can do it right on your watercolor paper if you want. All right, here we go. You do need a ruler for this one. But first we're going to make a U. And I'm going to make a bigger U up here. And a baby U here. And you want to do an odd number. 3 is good. I'm going to leave it at 3 because I'm going to put some bursts in there. In the middle of the U, you're going to make a perfectly straight stem using your ruler. So find the middle, or approximately the middle. I never measure it. I just eyeball it. Eyeball. Okay. So it looks like I have 3 pitchforks. Zoom in more. All right. Now, the key to making these look really good is to curve your lines. So first let's put a V here. The V holds the flower up and then have it gradually go down the stem. Just like that. Just like it needs a neck, right? All right, so now focus you. Okay. I'm going to have one line go up the middle straight, but all of the others are curving. And they're not all the same height. And then we're going to put a little seed, tiny little seed on the top of each one. So if you want to do that with each of those, just whatever you do, don't make them all the same size, the same height. And the little one, be very careful. All right. And the next part, I'm actually going to use my pen because it is a little more fine. All right. Now, you're going to make a tiny little curve, not a big bulky curve, just a tiny little curve like that. And then from this side, a little sketch, and this side, a little sketch. and you see that they don't really meet up. It's literally a sketch. So tiny, barely little curve, barely a little curve, like that. And that's what these are. Now, I'm going to add some bursts on here, and I am going to do it just with my pen, my fine pen, not my fat pen. So that would be a good spot for one. And I've decided that this burst will have different lengths of lines. I should turn it, it would be easier. So even I forget. Okay, I'm okay with that burst. I'm going to put another one up here. Just going to kind of see if I can do it without the circle. I think as long as I divide it pretty evenly, it'll work out just fine. So just like with the flowers, having an odd number of flowers, you should also have an odd number of bursts. So I need to do one more burst. And where will I put it? I want to balance it. So I think I'm actually going to make a little baby one right here. Do I like that? I'm okay with that. All right, then I'm going to choose my colors, and I do put my colors right on my palette so I have them ready to go. I'm putting my light pink here. I'm definitely doing a yellow. Yellow is generally kept over here on my palette. I love the light blue, so I'm doing that over here. So that's 3. I think I want to see how that goes. All right, so brush in the water, get some of the water out. This time I'm not putting the water on there first. I'm going to make a flower yellow. So I'm going to make this one yellow. And this is, watercolor paint sometimes bleeds out. So that's why we are not going to put a background on here. So you can see that I'm going to make one flower and one burst the same color. That's just my idea. You do your own thing. That's yellow. Now I'm going to do blue, and I want this one to be blue. And what I'm going to do here to make it look more natural is I'm going to just put a little more water on it after I put it on and let it flow out. And I need to do that on my yellow too. There, it goes out a little bit. And my last one is going to be pink. A little water. Tap, 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 tap. Let it go. Awesome. And that one's got to be blue. This one's got to be pink. Notice I'm separating my pink flower from my pink burst and my blue flower from my blue burst. All right, and then the last thing you can do is what happened here, and that is just take the very tip of your brush, very tip, so you just have tiny little spots, and do not fill the whole card. Leave the bottom part free. That keeps the eye of the viewer focused on the images that you put together. All right, now I need pink. I did have one student, even though I said don't paint the background, they painted the background, and what happened is all of their drawings, some of them turned into like a muddy color because they all bled together. So barely use the tip of the brush, and I have yellow to do last. And my brush was getting kind of dry, so I just added some more water, a little more yellow pigment until I'm happy. I love yellow. I want it to be bright. So I may be putting a few more yellows on here than I did the other colors, but it'll keep it nice and bright. And that's it. Comments. How are you guys doing?
I kind of turned mine into a Halloween look.
Oh, that's fine.
Still working papers.
I'm doing like, you know those vine things
Yes.
on slide 5. I'm kind of doing those.
Cool.
Mixed in with a bunch of different bursts.
Yeah. Cool. I can't wait to see them, you guys. But you see how this one went out? That's what you want with watercolor. This is actually perfect. And it's got a little bubble of pink. I don't want to pick it up, but that will be darker, which is what we want. We want spots that are darker and lighter. I'm glad I put a little bit of pink in my water, and I have light blue and dark blue. So that's all that's to it, you guys. And I'm going to stop recording.